How is it going, Toons of the World? It is your pal Mega Snoop bringing you another Toontown video. And in today's video, I wanted to give you a brief overview of the CEO battle. Now, I know I'm skipping over Cashbot and Lawbot by going straight to the CEO, but I did a poll, and by popular demand, people want to know about the CEO battle, so that's the video I'm bringing you today, and I hope you guys enjoy. So, without further ado, let's jump right into this. And by jump right into this, I mean let's get prepared first. So in order to fight the CEO, what you're going to need first is your Boss Bot suit. And how do you get your Boss Bot suit? Well, the first thing you have to do is complete every Toon task in the game. That's a good place to start, because you're not allowed to get your Boss Bot suit until you complete every task in the game, which means it is impossible to have your Boss Bot suit when you have less than 100 laugh. Once you complete every task in the game, you get the task to talk to Shep Ahoy. Shep will give you a number of tasks, each one for a different Boss Bot suit part. The first 8 consist of defeating one of every single boss bot. The first one will be Flunky, the second one Pencil Pusher, so on and so forth till you get to Corporate Raider and Big Cheese. Then after that, the next 8 will consist of getting a version 2.0 Cog. Now there's only 2 ways to get a version 2.0 Cog. 1, wait around for an invasion, which isn't too often anymore because of the release of Boss Bot HQ, or 2, going through one of the Cog golf courses. So, in order to get one of these cogs, you may have to go through the front 3, middle 6, or back 9, 8 different times. And just a heads up, don't go through the middle 6 or the back 9. Just go through the front 3, trust me, it's easier on you. Finally, your last task to get the Boss Bot suit is talk to Flippy. And that's it. Then you get your Boss Bot suit. And then you need stock options. Just like with every other suit, you're going to need some sort of merit stock options in order to earn a promotion and fight the boss. Or just like with every other type of cog, it has the same rule. It is 1/2 the level of cog you're defeating. Let's say you fight a level 8 boss bot on the street. You'll get 4 stock options for that. So it can take a while, which is why most people run through the cog golf courses. The front 3, the middle 6, and the back 9 will all give you quad options, which is really helpful when trying to level up your Boss Bot suit. But now that you've got your suit and your options, let's talk about the boss himself. First and foremost, 8 Toons can go into the elevator to fight the CEO at the most. You can do it with less, but once again, it's not recommended. And once you got everybody all together in your boarding group or on the elevator, then you go up the elevator and the fight begins. The first fight and the very beginning of this battle consists of having to defeat version 2.0 Cogs. And yes, all Cogs in this battle will be version 2.0s. I've read different places on the internet that there's 40 total or 30 total that you're going to have to defeat between the two sides. But from my experience, I've noticed an average of 20 Cogs you have to defeat. And that is 20 total Cogs, not counting the version 2.0 underneath. So know the battle will consist of pretty much 20 Cogs on each side. All will be version 2.0 Cogs, and they will all be between levels 9 and 12. Now the typical rule for this battle is the 1 fog rule. You go down the line from left to right using 1 fog at a time. That way most of the Cogs will be destroyed, and even if some are still alive, it's not too many where you can't tune up during the next round. Now I said there are levels 9s through 12s, however the 12s and 11s aren't as common as the 9s and 10s, and so the 1 fog rule definitely is a nice way to go. Do keep in mind, don't be shy, there's no sense in saving your level 7s, SOSs, Unites, because this is basically what you're saving them for. Like, what else are you going to save them for? Think about it. There's no higher boss battle yet. So until there is, feel free to use those operas, throw those wedding cakes, pull out a Mo, claw and Clerk Clara. This is the time to use them. But just because I'm saying it doesn't mean you need to do it. So after you've defeated the first Cog round, everyone puts on their new white suits for the second round. This is the feeding round. The feeding round needs to be well coordinated, so remember these words now. All Toons are going to walk into the banquet room, and take notice that everybody is going to be standing in a row. The 4 Toons on the left side will go to the left conveyor belt, and the 4 Toons on the right side are going to go to the right conveyor belt. That way you don't have too many people on each side, and it's a good even balance to work your way through all the Cogs. You'll have 5 minutes to complete this section. What you're going to have to do is take cans off the conveyor belt and feed each of the Cogs 3 times. Once you feed a Cog a can, he'll begin to eat it, and once the can fills up, the Cog will be requesting another one, and you will see a picture of a stomach. No, that is not a hand, even though everyone thought it was a hand throughout all the years. You will see a picture of the stomach up above his head that will also begin to fill up. You're going to have to feed him again before that fills up, otherwise he gets angry, and you're going to have to feed him over again 3 times. Once you feed him 3 times, he will explode, and you can work on the other Cogs. Now this is just good strategy, and I really want everybody to know this. Start at the closest tables first. Then you're able to feed the ones at the middle table, and then you can feed 2 at the next closest table. Do not take a can all the way down to the end table and feed one of those cogs first. Trust me, with all the other cogs being fed, you will not keep up with it, as shown in the video. That only further proves that it doesn't work. And also remember that the middle tables are shared tables. It is everybody's responsibility. So if you see a cog that is hungry and he is not being fed very quickly, make it your responsibility to go feed that cog on one of the middle tables, because those middle tables are everyone's tables. Once all of the cogs at the first table are destroyed, then you can move on to all sequential tables. Whether you want to go to the next table, the last table, now you have the ability to handle all the rest of the tables at the same time. At least during a one fire CEO. Now take note, if you are a higher level, this round could be significantly more difficult. Now the difficulty of the feeding round is consisted of the average suit that comes in. If everybody's a flunky pencil pusher, it's going to be a relatively easy feeding round. Micromanager to headhunter, maybe some downsizers in there, it's going to be a little bit harder. And as the average suit goes up, the more difficult this will be. As you can see in this example, there's 4 corporate raiders per table and there's 8 tables total. Now if the average was slightly higher, we would actually have 9 tables with 5 cogs per table, and they would all be big cheeses. The numbers go up as the average suit goes higher. As the feeding round gets more difficult, the higher the reward you get, and I'll get into that at the end. Also note that any cogs you don't feed during this feeding round, you will have to fight during the second cog round. That is why this round is so imperative to make sure that you destroy as many cogs as you can. But now that you've destroyed all the cogs, now the second round begins. The second cog round always starts with one level 12 version 2.0 big cheese. People usually make it easier on themselves and just fire this one right away to get it over with. But if you did do well in the feeding round and it is just this one cog, you can basically do whatever the flim flam you want to it. One very good tip though is, because this round typically isn't too long, make sure all the tunes on your side are tuned up in preparation for the next round. This is the best time to do it. If there's still cogs left over from the feeding round, after you defeat the first big cheese, then those cogs will fly over and you'll have more cogs to defeat. If not, that'll be the end of the second cog round. Now begins the CEO round. The beginning of this round is very important, so listen up so you make sure not to lose too much health early on. When you're running to one of the first tables, or maybe going to your golf ball, make sure you are not lining up with any other tunes. Make sure no one is in front of you, make sure no one is behind you, because even before the CEO moves, he may use his 4 attack, which attacks all tunes. And if someone's behind you, then he could be attacking that tune, and just simply jumping off the table won't be enough to dodge this attack, and you will get hit. The CEO has approximately 300 health. I don't know how much it is exactly, but it's around 300 to 350. With that being said, let's talk about the different ways to attack the CEO. The first one, and the most obvious one, is the Seltzer Bottles. Jump on a table, and make sure to charge up your Seltzer bottle, and once it's charged up enough, you can let it go and it'll hit the CEO for some damage. Note the bar is the distance the Seltzer will go, so if the CEO is pretty far away, you don't want to only charge it up 25%. It won't go very far, and it probably won't hit him. Also know that there are different colors on the bar. If you let it go when it's blue and it hits him, it'll do -2 damage. If you let it go when it's yellow and it hits him, it'll do -4 damage. And if you let it go when it's red and it hits him, it'll do -6 damage. I know this isn't a lot, but it's supposed to be a difficult boss, so bear with me here. And be careful if you're trying to go for a red. The best way to try to line up a red attack is try to let go at the end of the yellow spot. If you try to wait until it looks like it's red and you let go, you might be too late, because if the bar fills all the way up, then the pressure is overloaded and the Seltzer bottle won't attack at all, and you're gonna have to start charging it all over again. But a good tip is, if the CEO is close, it is more worth it to do a lot of short bursts, instead of trying to charge up a really long one. Let's say he's just at the table across from you. A bunch of short bursts will probably do a total of 6 to 8 damage to him, whereas if you try to charge it up, you might have only done 4. Another really good tip, in my opinion, is to put your mouse above your tune's head and then jump on the table. Your mouse is now in the middle of your screen, and it can act as an aimer. If the CEO is too far away, it's kind of hard to line up your shot, so if with your mouse in the middle of your screen, you have a better idea of where you're shooting your Seltzer. Also, make sure you know that there are some tables that are utilized better than others. The best tables to be on in a CEO round are the corner tables. You're not in anybody's way, you have enough elbow room, no one's behind you, so you're not going to get unnecessarily hit. They're the best places to be. The second best are the side tables. Now, you can still get in the way of a cornered person's table, but it's not absolutely terrible. And the worst table to be in is one of the middle tables. You're in the way of everybody, you're susceptible to every single attack. It's definitely just don't go on the middle tables. People will yell at you, just don't do it. There's a couple of reasons for this. If you are on a table in between one person and the CEO, then the person behind you may miss the CEO and accidentally hit you with the seltzer bottle instead. Also, if the CEO is attacking the person behind you, or they're trying to run them over, you're in their way and you're probably going to get hit by doing so. Stay off the middle tables, please. In order to dodge the CEO's attacks, you're going to have to hop off your table and move out of the way. So if you see him turned at you, about to attack you, or click leave bottle in the bottom corner. I usually use the escape button, that way I can use my mouse as an aimer. So it works for me that way, but you do how you feel best it works. Alright, now let's talk about the golfing. In Toontown Online, the golfing didn't do anything, and I mean it didn't do anything. It was a waste of time, didn't help, and it just brought one toon out of the battle. In TTR, however, it does something now, although you need to be persistent with it. Hitting him one time with a golf ball won't do much, but hitting him about 100 times will definitely slow him down. You'll notice his wheels will get more red and he'll be moving significantly slower throughout the battle. So it is actually recommended to have 1 or 2 people golfing the entire time, that way to slow him down. It's so much easier to hit him and dodge his attacks when he's not moving at the speed of a Jaguar. Also know that the bar you're using when you're golfing determines the arc and not the power. A short hit on the golf ball will do a high arc. A more powered up hit will do a long straight shot. Alright, now let's talk about the attacks that the CEO does. The most common one that everybody hates is the 4 attack. This will throw golf balls to all toons. Now keep in mind how this attack works is that at the time of him saying it, the golf ball will go as far as your toon was at that point. Which means if he uses the attack and you take 1 step backwards, it'll miss because the golf balls will stop 1 foot in front of you. But like I said earlier, make sure nobody's in your way, make sure nobody's behind you, otherwise that could cause you or them to get hit as well. He has a similar attack where he throws golf balls but only at 1 toon. Basically it's the same as 4, but it only attacks 1 toon. Again, moving a foot backwards will dodge this. He can run over anybody who is on one of the tables, so if you see him coming at you, yeah, just jump off the table. That's your best bet there. And of course, one of the most difficult ones to dodge is the cog gears. He'll turn and throw cog gears at you, and he does it pretty quickly, so if you see him even turning and looking at you, jump off your table right away, because this is definitely one of the ones that needs some practice to dodge. And first and foremost, don't touch him. Just touching him will cause injury to you, so just don't do that. Just play it smart, bro. Alright, let's say you did get hit by some of the attacks, though. How do you tune yourself up? Now on each side of the conveyor belt, no longer will there be cog oil coming out on the conveyor belt. Instead, there's going to be little food and treats. Now no, you can't really rely on this because it won't give you too much laugh back, but it's enough to, patch the wound so you can get back into the battle. Each one of the treats will do a +1, +2, +3, or +4, which a combined total gives you +10 back. But it does take a long time for the next 4 to come out, so this isn't the most highly relied on way of tuning yourself up during battle. The second way is unites. Now, typically everyone will go to the back area, the area where you came in before the battle started. Go to that area, someone will usually call out tune up and back or tune up unite. Everyone gathers around and they give a tune up unite to everybody. Tune up unites can be earned by defeating the CFO, the Cashbot boss, and I'm sure there's going to be a video about that on its way pretty soon. The last few things I want to get into is if the battle goes on for too long, let's say 20 minutes, the CEO will actually say, it's time to reorganize. His attacks will now do 18 instead of 15, and one of the conveyor belts that gives you treats will be turned off. So try to defeat him as quickly as possible. If you do get to this point and are still unable to defeat him, after another 10 minutes when you hit the 30-minute mark, he will say, now let's downsize. His attacks will do about 30 and both conveyor belts will be gone. My biggest advice to you is defeat him quickly. It only gets harder as time goes on. But after you defeated the CEO, you will actually finally get your reward. Of course, you will always get a promotion in your suits, and you will get fires. What fires do is they immediately destroy a cog. Use it on a level 1, it immediately destroys a level 1. Use it on a level 10, it immediately destroys a level 10. Use it on a level 12 version 2.0 and it'll immediately destroy a level 12 version 2.0. They're not the most handy things in the world, but in case you need them, they're always there. The amount of fires you get as a reward depends on the average suit that went into the CEO, like I was talking about earlier. If everybody's a flunky, pencil pusher, yes man, you're going to get 1 fire. But if everybody's a bit higher, you could get 2, 3, 4, or even 5, depending on how high everyone is. But that's all I got for the CEO this time. I hope you guys all learned something new, and thank you for making it to this point in the video. I know it was a longer video, but there's a lot to say about this boss. So I really hope you took something from this and now are able to beat the CEO just a little bit easier. Thank you guys for watching. I really do appreciate you guys stopping by, and I hope you all have a toontastic day. Hope you all enjoyed, and if you did, be sure to smash that like button. It helps me know that my work is appreciated. Leave a comment and subscribe if you're new. You can check out my live stream at twitch.tv/Megasnoop. Follow me on Twitter at MegasnoopTTR, and I hope you all have a toontastic day.